Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Tuesday, July 9th, 2013. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's jump right into the charts here. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. What you're going to see here is that the futures are trading higher by about 7 points this morning to 1642 and a quarter per contract. So decent little pop higher here before the opening bell. It looks like the market is getting a little bit of a facelift today. You can see for the most part the markets really have been higher or slightly higher since yesterday. They haven't really fallen all that much, and this morning they are up about 7 points ahead of the opening bell. Now, what's the catalyst driving the market? Well, it's kind of the same old for the most part. You do have the European markets doing much better today. Overall, you have the German DAX up about 0.9%. You do have Spain and Italy both trading lower, but the German DAX is the most important index out there as far as I can tell. We also have the FTSE 100, which is the London market. Remember, England can print their own money. They're up about 0.5% this morning. So it looks like that little 50th bailout that they've given to Greece this morning or yesterday afternoon is helping the European markets, and really that's a small catalyst from what I could see. Other than that, I don't think there's all that much out there, but that little Greece bailout, I guess, is doing it again. Can we believe we're still talking about Greece getting bailed out? Here it is 3 years from the first bailout, and Greece getting another extension, another bailout. Last night, Alcoa came out with earnings. It's being cited as a catalyst, but this stock is doing nothing. I don't see it going anywhere. There's really not a play on the stock unless the market rallies higher. It'll get carried with all the rest of the ships in a rising tide. But right now, I just don't see anything that great for Alcoa. They beat by the usual penny. They always beat by a penny. You have to love the accounting standards. But either way you slice it or dice it, I think it's a complete non-factor. I would not put much into it, even though the media may report that it's a big deal. It really isn't. The big deal will come later this week when you have Wells Fargo and J.P. Morgan Chase report earnings. That will be a big deal. But Alcoa right now is not the bellwether it once was, but it does tell us that earnings season is starting, and that's something to watch for going forward. A couple stocks in the news today. ISRG, Intuitive Surgical, just getting hammered to the downside. The stock closed at around $500 a share yesterday. It's trading around $433.50. I will have some levels in the chat room posted at 9 o'clock. I just want to revise them a little bit, but I will have a level for ISRG this morning. I'll put that up in the chat room. So that is a big mover. Also, IBM, I believe, was downgraded today by Goldman Sachs. That stock's getting hit just a little bit. It's not that detrimental, but there is a big support level around the 188 level. Should it get down there. But either way, IBM is taking it on the chin a little bit today, down about $2. That's not that big a deal. Like I said, there will be support for IBM around the 188 level. Just looking at some more headlines here that have come across this morning. You do have some weaker economic data out across the board in Europe. It looks like manufacturing activity in the UK declined by 2.9% year over year. That's a very sizable drop, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the market. Like we've always said, the market cares about two things: easy money and more easy money. So we'll see how that plays out. Last night in the Asian markets, you did have a sizable move, I believe, in Asia. The Nikkei 225 was up 2.5%. That's a pretty big pop. The Shanghai index, which I believe is one of the most important indexes you could follow, was only up about 0.3%, but it did rally from the morning lows where it really plunged. So I guess that's a little bit, if we can make anything out of it. You did get a nice little bounce in the Shanghai last night. So the rest of the Asian markets, the Bombay Sensex index, which is India, that was up 0.6%, and the Singapore Straits Times index was up, I believe, 0.75%. So all in all, what's Japanese ADRs today? They could be decently strong if the U.S. markets are strong. If the U.S. markets falter and are weak, I wouldn't expect too much out of the Japanese ADRs at the moment. So We'll see how that all plays out and shakes out going forward. Looking at gold this morning, gold is getting another little bounce up about $11 to $1,246 an ounce. Let's take a look at the GLD. You'll see the GLD, pretty nice gap up here, has pulled back, and now it's starting to make its little bit of a march higher. Again, decent little pop for GLD, a little surprising here. That's even because the dollar is a little bit stronger, but GLD is making a little bit of a move. I don't want to make too much out of it, but it is up decently. GLD yesterday closed at around 119.51. Today it's trading at 121.25. So that's a decent little recovery. Let's take a look at USO and light sweet crude. Right now we do have light sweet crude trading down about 50 cents to 102.63 a barrel. The USO is trading around $36.31. We'll see if the USO has a little bit more left in the tank. There's a chance that it does go a little bit higher here, but it is very, very extended already. But there is always a chance it goes a little bit higher with all the geopolitical events that are taking place in the Middle East. You also have a storm, I believe, brewing in the Atlantic Ocean. So both of those factors could keep a premium built into the price of oil right now. Even though China is slowing and looks like global demand around the world is slowing, you do have these X factors out there like storms and geopolitical events that keep a premium really built into the price of oil. So we'll see how that plays out a little bit later. I'm not really sure of the economic data today. Nothing that I've seen overall. I know tomorrow we will have, I believe, something coming out of the Fed, and also Ben Bernanke will be making a speech. But I don't believe today we're really looking at all that much as far as economic data is concerned. So we'll just take it 1 minute at a time, and we'll see how these markets play out. Right now, again, futures are higher by about 7 points on the S&P 500 E-minis, and we'll just see how they play out once the opening bell rings a little bit later. With that said, I want to wish you all a great trading day. We have a few gap plays that will be posted at 9 a.m. in the chat room. If you're interested, come on over and you'll see those chat plays. With that said, everybody, God bless. Have a great afternoon. Take care now.